Hey to everyone out there watching, it's JT from Keystone Cru Outdoors. Welcome back to Keystone Cru's Fantasy Fishing Pick Show. Those of you who like the videos and subscribe to the channel, thank you for your continued support. It's greatly appreciated. If you haven't subscribed yet, I'd appreciate it if you did, especially if you like the advice that I give on here. Chances are, if you're seeking out info for Bassmaster fantasy fishing, you know, a super niche kind of outside of the normal fantasy games thing, you're already signed up. But if you haven't signed up yet and want to check it out, sign up at bassmasterfantasy.com. It's completely free and you'll be eligible for prizes from Bassmaster and their sponsors for each tournament. After signing up, search the Groups tab for Keystone Cru and join our group. And remember, you can watch these tournaments every Saturday and Sunday on Fox Sports 1. I did a separate video with the results from Grand Lake where I went through how the picks did and addressed the possibility of having prizes for next year. I'll link that here for you guys to check out if you haven't seen it yet. I do want to have a quick look at how our group leaderboards look here and talk about some of our top contestants. First, Rapala Bassmaster Fantasy Fishing. Through 3 weeks for Rapala Bassmaster Fantasy Fishing. We've got Missleman77, R. Thompson in first. Username, R. Ferranto in second. Zipper81, Z. Brandhorst in third. Big Rube 82, R. Leon Jr. in fourth. And rounding out the top 5, my mom, Michelle Morrow, using the Keystone Cru Power Ranking picks. If you're wondering how I'm doing, I'm in 30th place. But if you've been using the top-ranked angler in the Keystone Cru Power Rankings, you're sitting pretty with a 98.4% meter. And for Falcon Rods Bassmaster Drain the Lake Challenge, here's a look at our leaderboard through 3 weeks for Falcon Rods Drain the Lake Challenge. We've got R. Ferranto sitting in first. Bassman 0205, B. Woodruff in second. Missleman 77, R. Thompson in third. Scaleface D. Rouse in fourth. And rounding out the top 5, Big Rube 82, R. Leon Jr. in 5th place. If you're wondering, I'm in 25th place with my picks there. If you've been using the Keystone Cru Drain the Lake picks, you're sitting right around where I am with 67.4%. Not exactly where I'd like it to be, but you're still in the green. So you're a little bit above average, but still not great. Now that we checked out how our group is doing, let's jump into the 4th event of the year for fantasy fishing and the 3rd stop for the Bassmaster Elite Series. Taking place April 11th through the 14th from Leesburg, Florida, we have the Harris Chain of Lakes. Located 40 minutes northwest of Orlando, the Harris Chain of Lakes are interconnected lakes that cover approximately 50,000 acres of water, making up the 2nd largest lake in the state of Florida. The Harris Chain is part of the Ocklawaha River Basin, a main tributary in St. Johns River, which drains north-central Florida and exits into the Atlantic Ocean at Jacksonville. The Harris Chain Lakes are extremely fertile and contain a wide variety of water clarities and colors. The primary cover is kissimmee grass, eelgrass, peppergrass, lily pads, reeds, and cattails. The clearest water is in the canals and spring areas. The watercolor in the main lake is stained with limited visibility. The center depth of the lakes is about 10 to 12 feet on average. Big Harris has the deepest water, about 30 feet deep, and Lake Griffin is the shallowest. 40 years ago, Harris Chain was stopped from any major tournament trail. Around 1990, Bass held a tournament at the chain that completely tanked, setting the record for the lowest average catch rate of any national tournament. In December of '92, Bassmaster Magazine published an article about the many problems plaguing the lake's decline. Weed spraying, locks, pollution from other lakes, and a mysterious bass virus were just some of the causes. Luckily, it bounced back, and we should be in for a good tournament. On to the real reason you're watching. After the history lesson, the picks for the Bassmaster Elite stop at the Harris Chain. Here's my research picks. I power rank them from Bass Pundits, different articles, different videos I watch, and things like that. So let's hop in here. For bucket A, we've got Jordan Lee, owned by 17.9%. Patrick Walters, owned by 11.7%. Justin Hamner, 8.2%. Chris Johnston, 5.6%. And Trey McKinney, 3.5%. The pick I'm going with for my personal account is Jordan Lee, 17.9%. And the Keystone Crew research pick, the one you guys should go with, is also going to be Jordan Lee, 17.9%. On to bucket B. I've got Matt Airy, 6.0% owned. Drew Benton, 28.9% owned. Brian New, 6.0% owned. Jeff Gustafson, 1.8% owned. And Matty Wong, 1.4% owned. I need to make a move soon, guys, because I'm only sitting in, like, the 60th percentile. So I'm going to pick a little outside the box on my personal pick. So my pick, I'm going with Matty Wong because of that 1.4% owned. And I know he's going to have a pretty good tournament. I just have a good feeling about him. The Crew's pick, though, the one you should go with, is Matt Airy at 6.0% owned. Bucket C, I've got Drew Cook, 21.0% owned, followed by Brandon Lester, 8.2%, Brian Schmidt, 11.6%, Kyle Welcher, 29.1%, Caleb Sumrall, 1.1%. My pick, though, I'm going with some low percentage guys. I'm picking Caleb Sumrall, that 1.1%. The Crew's research pick, one you should go with, is Drew Cook, though, 21.0%. On to bucket D. I've got Buddy Gross, 5.4% owned. John Cox, 35.5% owned. David Mullins, 0.6%. Scott Martin, 25.0%. And Greg Hackney, 6.1%. My pick, though, I'm going with Scott Martin with 25.0%. Florida guy. I'll probably end up picking him next week, too. The Crew pick, though, is Buddy Gross at 5.4%. I believe he won there the last time the Elites were there. Bucket E, I've got Cliff Prince, 8.6%. Another Florida guy, probably going to be in the rankings for next week, too. Bryant Smith, 4.8%. Mike Iaconelli, 3.3%. Bernie Schultz, 5.1% owned. And rounding out bucket E, Will Davis Jr. with 21.4% owned. My pick, though, like I said, going a little bit outside the box, is Mike Iaconelli with that 3.3%. And the Crew's pick is Cliff Prince with that 8.6% owned. Into the tie-breaking weight. I'm not really sure what to expect on this one, guys. I don't know if I'm going low or if I'm going high with this. The last time that the Elites were there was about a month earlier than this. And the winning weight was like 77.2 or something like that. So I'm going with 83 pounds, 2 ounces, and we'll see what happens with that. All right, just to recap here. If you're going with the picks from my personal account, I don't necessarily recommend you do this because I'm being clobbered this season, but I got bucket A, Jordan Lee. Bucket B, Matty Wong. Bucket C, Caleb Sumrall. Bucket D, Scott Martin. And bucket E, Mike Iaconelli. If you're going with the Keystone Crew research picks, the ones that we piled together with our power rankings, the top guy in each one of those, I recommend you do this. We got bucket A, Jordan Lee. Bucket B, Matt Airy. Bucket C, Drew Cook. Bucket D, Buddy Gross. Bucket E, Cliff Prince. On to Falcon Rods, Drain the Lake. Our other fantasy game, Drain the Lake, is an elimination or survival style game where you can only use an angler once all season. Once you've used them, they're gone for the season, so pick wisely. We've got Drew Benton, Drew Cook, John Cox, Jordan Lee, Scott Martin, Cole Sands, Brian Schmidt, and Bernie Schultz. I feel like it's starting to get a little bit harder to pick some guys because I maybe burned some that I would have liked to use for these events, but we'll see going forward what it looks like. Good luck to all of you out there. We've got a quick turnaround after this one, so I'll try my best to get the next pick video out maybe on Tuesday of next week. I'm hoping for. Wednesday cuts it really, really close with it being the day before, but I'm going to try my best. It's tough when events go back to back, with work and finding time to video and edit and everything like that. Enjoy stop 1 of the Florida Swing. I'll leave you guys with the angler's career stats from before the start of the 2024 season. And as always, I'll catch you next time.